The Baby in the Bag, Thunderstorm horror story for sleep with rain sounds. The countryside was suffocated in a thick, unnatural fog when Mia's car sputtered and died just past midnight. The silence was total, no insects, no wind, just the ticking of her cooling engine. Even her breathing seemed intrusive. She got out to check her phone, no signal. The road behind her was miles of nothing. Trees loomed like grave markers under the fog. And that's when she heard it, a soft, warbling cry. Like a newborn's whimper, but layered with something deeper. A rasp. A growl. Like grief weeping through an infant's throat. Following the sound down a steep embankment, she found a large black trash bag tied shut with what looked like old shoelaces and dried sinew. It moved. The cry came from inside. Mia's instinct screamed to leave, to run, but something deeper, maternal perhaps, made her open the bag. Inside, wrapped in blood-streaked towels and filth, was a baby. But not quite. Its eyes were wide and black as coal, skin pale with gray undertones, and its smile stretched far too wide, as though slit by a blade. It stopped crying the moment it locked eyes with her. Then it whispered, in a voice not made for a child, Mia. Mia couldn't explain why she didn't leave it there. Her hands moved before her mind caught up. She bundled it up, took it back to her car, and somehow, though the engine had previously been dead, it started instantly. As if it wanted her to leave. As if it was part of the plan. Back home, she placed the baby in a borrowed crib. But she couldn't sleep. Not with the noises. The wet sounds of crawling behind the walls. The whispers like children laughing in a grave. And the shadows that danced just out of view. In the morning, her cat, Snowy, was gone. Later, she found the cat's collar in her handbag, stuffed with entrails and fur. The baby giggled from the crib, drool the color of rust dripping from its mouth. Its skin had started to flake, revealing something darker, oily, and veined underneath. Mia tried to call for help, but her voice on the phone was distorted. Like someone else was pretending to be her. Obsessed and desperate, Mia visited the county archives. There she uncovered local lore about a woman named Annalise Crane, a midwife in 1864 accused of birthing a monstrosity during a cursed lunar eclipse. The child had no face, they said, just a gaping mouth that never closed. She had drowned her baby in a river, then left it in a bag at the roadside. Witnesses claimed the baby survived and was seen crawling back to her house days later, covered in rot but alive. Annalise hanged herself with her hair, her body never found. Her house was abandoned for decades, and each new owner left suddenly, some vanished altogether. Every 30 to 40 years, the bag reappeared. Always in different forms, trash bags, pillowcases, burlap sacks, but always containing something alive, something hungry, something unfinished. Mia realized something chilling. The house Annalise had lived in was her own. The baby had come home. The baby was no longer pretending. Its eyes had multiplied, now 8 small ones, like a spider's, blinked in unison. Its arms were stretching, fingers fusing and separating, growing claw-like nails. Its coos were replaced by chants, low, guttural syllables that made her walls bleed. Mia tried to record it on her phone, but the footage only showed a pitch-black bag writhing violently, with what sounded like hundreds of voices screaming inside. She considered killing it, smothering it with a pillow. But it always sensed her thoughts, and it would smile. That impossibly wide, knowing smile. One night, she awoke to find it crawling across the ceiling, upside down, limbs bent at impossible angles. It hissed, almost time, Mommy. Mia tracked down a woman who had survived the curse, Elena, now locked in an asylum, face covered in scars. When Mia mentioned the baby, Elena shrieked and clawed at her own face. You opened the bag. You let it in. Elena said the baby is not a baby, it is grief made flesh, abandonment given form, fed by trauma and guilt. Every mother it latches onto becomes the next vessel in its evolution. "It'll grow inside you," she warned. "And when it's ready, it will make you its bag." Mia began having dreams, herself, disemboweled, stitched shut with rusted wire, her body writhing as something tried to escape her womb. Her reflection began to change too, sometimes the face in the mirror wasn't hers. She stopped sleeping. And she stopped eating. Yet she felt heavier each day. She tried burning the crib. Then the nursery. Then the house. But no matter how much she destroyed, the bag remained. Always tired. Always crying. Always waiting. The baby's form shifted daily. Now it spoke in her father's voice. Then her mother's. Then her own. It called her Mama sweetly. But its eyes were still black. When she threw the bag into the river, it returned to her kitchen floor within the hour, wet, bloated, and still wriggling. She saw faces inside now, of every woman before her. Eyeless. Screaming. Begging. "You can't run," the baby said. "You're mine." Mia began to notice shadows flickering in corners, echoing voices calling her from sinks, mirrors, even the flame of a candle. Her reality had cracked, and through the fractures, the baby was pulling her deeper. Mia attempted suicide again, carving deep into her wrists while locked in a motel bathroom. As she bled, she smiled. It would end here. No more whispers. No more crying. No more bag. Then she heard it. The bag. Rustling. Laughing. Moving. The door creaked open though she had locked it. The baby crawled in, fully monstrous now, a pulsing mass of teeth, eyes, and limbs. It climbed onto her chest, whispered in her ear. "Now you'll carry me forever." She awoke in her bed. No blood. No cuts. Her belly was swollen. She was pregnant. Ultrasounds showed 3 heartbeats. The doctor gasped, each fetus had teeth. In the corner of her hospital room sat a black bag. It began to cry. And Mia finally screamed.